Hey guys, tonight we venture into the remarkably quirky world of Viking marriage customs. Imagine a time when love was less about flowers and candlelit dinners and more about good old-fashioned alliances and sometimes raiding your neighbor's village. It's a wonder anyone got married at all. You probably won't survive this journey if you were pinned down by a Viking proposal, which typically revolved around a lot of shouting and wrestling. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And feel free to share your location and local time in the comments. I love hearing where you guys are tuning in from. Now, dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. As the sun sets behind the rugged Nordic fjords, you can almost hear the echoes of laughter, the sounds of 1,000 festivities woven into the very fabric of Viking culture. Marriage customs in these icy realms were so peculiar that they could inspire even the most seasoned anthropologist to scratch their head in confusion. One of the most fascinating aspects was how Viking marriages often began with a little bit of outright chaos. Yes, it seems that the Vikings had an unconventional way of kicking off this lifelong commitment. Picture this. In a time where the norm dictated that family consent was critical, Viking courtship could resemble a lively brawl. Historical records reveal that while family arrangements played a significant role, the bachelorettes often held some power in their relationships, no small feat in a patriarchal society. Whether through charm or unrest, women could essentially hold the fate of their suitors in their hands. Many folks wonder how this power dynamic played out, and historians still argue whether it was women's choice that defined these relationships or merely an illusion of freedom set against a backdrop of societal expectations. As you continue to drift further into this whimsical history, your senses become alive to the very idea that a woman might choose her partner, or at least steer the direction of a marriage proposal. Imagine a young lady tossing an attractive slice of bread towards her potential suitor during a village gathering. If he catches it, well, you can bet he'd get a hearty yes from her, amidst everyone laughing heartily as the poor fellow tried to impress her without choking on his meal. Doesn't sound like your average Tinder date, does it? As the wild dances and feasts filled Viking halls, the betrothal process remained no less curious. Families entered into betrothals like a modern-day trade deal, outlining frontier boundaries, both proverbial and literal. Marriage agreements included terms on land, livestock, and sometimes even the dowry wars, where families would engage in exchange systems more elaborate than that of monopoly. Historians can't seem to settle whether all this was truly about securing powerful alliances, or whether Vikings secretly loved a good negotiation, much like haggling at a flea market. But you can just imagine the tension. I'll offer you 4 sheep and an entire barrel of mead in exchange for your daughter's hand. Done? How about a better fishing boat? As for symbols of marriage, the Vikings were quite particular. They didn't just exchange rings. They swapped meaningful tokens. These were not merely forgettable trinkets like grapevine wreaths, but rather custom-crafted pieces imbued with deep meanings. You might find both parties presenting arm rings or standout wolf-toothed brooches, signaling their eternal commitment. With a bit of clever puns thrown in, of course. You'd be entertained to hear that was a time when wolf-toothed literally made you the life of any gathering, whether that's a marriage ceremony or an impromptu raiding party. You can almost picture the wild rituals that accompanied a Viking wedding day. These were grand affairs, filled with intricate drinking traditions, where overflowing horns of mead flowed as freely as laughter and mischief. So many activities took place, It often felt like an episode of a chaotic reality TV show where spoons and epic meat plates were tossed across tables. It's surprising no one lost an eye during these boisterous celebrations. Amidst all this joviality, communal voices chanted sacred verses, sometimes even invoking the blessings of Norse gods. Can you imagine how awkward it would be if you mumbled the wrong line and summoned Thor's wrath instead of Freya's love? Historians still debate whether this might have been a clever way to highlight communal importance, but it sure laid the groundwork for all sorts of chaotic festivities. And amid this dazzling whirl of excitement, Vikings also exchanged spousal gifts that could baffle the mind. Literally, you can just imagine them bartering things like a brand new axe or a finely quilted blanket. Notable not just for their utility, but also for expressing sentiments in a most unusual manner. Picture it like an underground gift exchange, comparable to your friend's awkwardly matched Secret Santa, but with added heft and a few oaths of bravery thrown in for good measure. Between the horse bridles and occasional fur socks, true love came decorated with the promise of protection, often symbolized in metal pieces that could probably fend off a dragon. Meanwhile, the arranged marriage system puzzled many observers, especially in its attentiveness to alliances. Families, like clans of the Highland clansmen, intertwined one another for survival. Imagine being betrothed to someone you barely knew. Under those circumstances, any resemblance to romantic love appeared strictly speculative. But hey, what's true love anyway? Maybe historians still argue whether the Vikings' way of ensuring social order through marriage was savvier than we give them credit for. They took issues of land and prosperity seriously, and as one historian observed, a Viking's marriage was often less about love and more about survival in a rather unforgiving land. Wild imaginings aside, let's not forget the marriage customs that didn't always follow a straightforward narrative. Vikings also explored the frequently messy territory of divorce. Yes, you heard me, divorce. You might find it surprising, but the Vikings had some remarkably progressive concepts when it came to disentangling misaligned partnerships. You can even picture a dramatic exit set up by a couple exchanging sarcastic quips while surrounded by feasting families, much like the final scene of a sitcom, complete with dramatic theme music. As you drift deeper into this striking world of relationships marred by the weight of longing, grievance, and laughter, recall the young bride's party, filled with aromatic bread loaves, mead cider, and boisterous chants lacing the evening sky. Each gesture, every shared laugh, crafted a richer tapestry of personal and societal bonds that underlined Viking life. And so, as this elaborate evening unfolds, you are led to the next aspect nestled within this ethereal history of love and partnership. What an unexpected journey of discovery this has been. Hold on. There's so much more to come as you wander through the curious corridors of Viking marriage customs. As you continue this enchanting journey through the quirky marriage customs of Viking villages, the laughter and liveliness of the wedding festivities resonate within the very walls of time, echoing a harmony that blends joy with trepidation. You can almost envision guests merrily swaying, their breath dancing through the cool Nordic air, bodies moving to the rhythm of joyful chants and jesting exchanges. A delightful depiction of Viking social life. The sheer exuberance of a Viking wedding can easily distract you from realizing the layers of tradition woven into every aspect of these ceremonies. So let's meander into the symbolism exchanged during these joyous occasions. As partnerships were forged amid friendships and rivalries alike, the gifts exchanged were not mere tokens of love, but rather manifestations of power and fortitude. Picture two figurative warriors standing side by side, their marriage symbolized by intricately carved rings, or more shockingly, an everyday object, the sword. Ah, well, who said romance was dead? In Viking culture, a bride carrying her husband's sword into the marriage could mean that she accepted the responsibilities that came with that connection, and the depth of that symbol has historians scratching their heads. Some say it's a sarcastic gesture, while others think it mirrors an impressive expression of trust. Historians still argue about the place of such symbolism, pondering whether it reflected true partnership or merely the duality of love and valor. As these delightful exchanges unfolded, married life involved a practical tapestry stitched with both love and a fair bit of reality. Marital life in Viking culture was often centered around chores. Yes, the good old mundane tasks that made life hum along. The legendary sagas lend us insight into this daily rhythm, where tales of heroic feats are seldom overshadowed by contrasting accounts of maintaining hearth and home. You can just hear a husband gently reminding his wife, "I think you misplaced that weapon of mine. It's somewhere beyond the goat's pen." As laughter twinkles in the air, it becomes apparent that joy thrived not only in great battles, but in everyday banter too. Marriage in these fierce societies might have taken the form you least expect, showcasing an interplay of communal bonds versus individual desires. While love wasn't always synonymous with matrimony, the love that undoubtedly swelled amidst these daily interactions eventually begged the question: what happens when a Viking couple finds themselves in a situation where passion transforms into displeasure? Cue the divorce proclivities. Yes, even Viking love stories face this finality. Diving into divorce customs reveals a decidedly modern approach for a culture that seemed dictated by hardship and valor. One might even argue that Vikings approached divorce with the same casual and enthusiastically humorous lens they applied to their marriages. In one instance, a woman could leave her husband simply by stating, "I'm done." One could only imagine the reactions during family gatherings following such declarations. As the folk often say, one person's conflict is another person's punchline. Historians continue to marvel at how divorce was not taboo. Rather, it showcased a level of both acceptance and practicality that enabled individuals to shake off anything that didn't quite fit their Viking sensibilities. While war led them into many alliances, it also reshaped the familial structure, raising the stakes of marriage and divorce and entwining aspects of warfare into the fray. If the guy who once promised to keep you warm now had a tendency to run away to fight said war, perhaps it was better to part ways before heading into yet another epic battle. You can imagine a gathering of disgruntled spouses chuckling at their shared experience, swapping battle stories of love lost alongside tales of glorious raids. Historians often debate whether this cultural norm of relatively simple divorce proceedings reflects a progressive mindset or a lack of emotional attachment. Convenient glass half full or half empty quandary, isn't it? As weddings blended notions of feasting with love exchanges woven into courtship, these celebrations weaved a rich tapestry reflecting not just the unification of two. In every glance and shared horn of drink, ambitious energy coursed through ample rows of tables stacked with food. Can't you just picture the intense amount of preparation that went into every feast? The aroma of roasted hare mingled with the sea of marmalade, moving seamlessly under sways of jubilation. What could be a meal to remember overshadowed only by the merriment that preceded it? When you ease into the details of the culinary aspect, imagine a Viking feast brimming with lamb stews and fragrant bread, served in lieu of a cake. Contrast that with ceremonial games, which underscore the strong sense of community binding every villager together. Whether participants were playing mock battles or joyous contests of jest. Indeed, one could compare it to today's tailgating parties without the sports. A sense of camaraderie radiated throughout. The game of chance extended so far into Viking couplings. Theorists still argue whether this practice was an early form of dating or just an excuse for the bravest clan to prove their mettle during these jovial moments, as these hearty meals stoke warmth within the village halls and unite families. Sift further into the nuances of courtship before flicking the switch into the complex landscape of love. Yes, the Vikings had a peculiar understanding of romance, where true passion flourished amidst jovial bickering and haphazard yet charming exchanges. The archaic notion of love, one so jumbled yet authentic, contemporary debates more about the absence of such carefree nuances throughout time. Historians still discuss whether the Vikings' evident expressions of love seemed overdue to find footing in an unpredictable and harsh world, or incompatible with preconceptions of familial approaches that have spiraled over centuries. Winding down as your eyes adjust to the mysteries of this splendid culture, let the love that persevered kickstart your imagination, guiding you through simple quarrels, raucous laughter, and heartfelt joy amidst the harshness of Viking life. The resounding passion echoed in times of war, the warmth of kinship wrapped snugly around each beat of the heart. This reflects an era that, though ancient, still cultivates a sense of wonder in the journey of life and the bold marriages that help to shape it, perhaps more than we realize. So, settle deeper into your dreams, and as this wondrous tale continues, may the stories of these unforgettable lives accompany you through the night, illuminating sleep with adventure from ages long past. As you embrace the lull of history that drapes over you like a warm blanket, let your mind wander into yet another intriguing facet of Viking marriage customs. The very air of a Viking village buzzes with a blend of anticipation and tradition, where courtship practices often veer into the realms of the unexpected. The notion of romantic love, though budding, was tempered with practicality. And yet, despite these grounded tendencies, a trace of whimsy often interlaced itself within the fabric of Viking unions. One of the most peculiar aspects we encounter is the complex dance surrounding pre-marital rituals. Celibacy, it seems, felt considerably less forgiving among Vikings than in modern societies. The customs surrounding those impending vows often took on a vibrational energy which could easily dazzle anyone wishing to find their partner. Picture this: a young man or woman on their path to wedding bliss would undergo rigorous trials, almost ceremonial in tone. It resembled an elaborate game show. Who knew preparation for marriage could be so entertaining? Historians still debate whether these customs of strict celibacy carried more weight than historical narrative suggests, or if they simply added drama to the already intense courtship stories. Imagining a future bride or groom maintaining their virginity for those final weeks can almost seem absurd in a society where magic existed everywhere. And yet, it represented a social pressure that hung thick in the air. How relatable it must have been, sitting in gilded anticipation while feeling the burden of time slowly creeping by. There's a certain tranquility that comes with imagining these individuals clenching their fists, waiting for the day to rejoice amidst adoration and exciting festivities worthy of epic films starring everyone you knew. But then again, could paths truly diverge amidst so much exuberance? You might envision vibrant gatherings filled with friends, families, and enthusiastic villagers gathering together in anticipation. The occasional mock jest, cheeky comments, and friendly ribbing punctuated the air, weaving together stories filled with a pinch of cheekiness. "Ah, don't worry, Lars. You'll still be able to squeeze into those leather trousers once you're married," one friend might quip, tapping a horn of mead against another. Amidst the joviality, ancient customs dictated significantly heavier expectations regarding sexuality. You can almost hear the communal sighs and chuckles as young folks attempted to uphold their vows, resulting in delightful confusion and desperate humor that echoes still today. Now, while love thrived in the chilly shadows of impending ceremonies, the influence of Norse mythology can't be understated. With gods who embody various facets of existence and represent both love and chaos, serious inquiry allows you to consider how these spiritual beliefs shaped relationships. Imagine a young couple strolling toward their wedding, late for the ceremony of their lives. As the disaster of impending nuptials looms nearby, they might quietly whisper a playful prayer to Freya, the goddess of love, pleading for resilience against the endless stream of obstacles piled before them. Historians still argue whether Norse mythology spurred an understanding of love in the hearts of Vikings or offered a convenient escape from pressing societal expectations. Think now about those enchanting rituals woven under Freya's benevolent gaze. Flower crowns crafted with great care, arranged in elaborate hairstyles that miraculously stayed intact amidst the boisterous revelry of the celebrations. As the heads of each family intertwined amid freshly picked flora, you could witness these nuanced traditions exaggerating the role nature played in Viking culture. The arrival of spring, for instance, dictated that nuptials flourish in gardens blooming with wildflowers. What a beautiful representation of love and nurturing, a notion not often emphasized in many cultures. Wander deeper into the whimsical consideration of how vows exchanged were less straightforward than a simple "I do." Instead, Scandinavian marriages often involved a style of commitment that flowed like an excited stream, spontaneous, lively, and at times undeniably chaotic. The traditional vow could include everything from dramatic promises of protection to gently negotiated trade-offs that could sway the tides of daily errands. "I will hold your hand through storms and will always accompany you to the market, even when the goats are feeling sprightly." You can picture a groom earnestly promising. One could say it was the kind of emotional roller coaster captured unfashionably in sagas for good reason. As you delve further into the peculiarities surrounding these vows, prepare to inherit the joys of Viking wedding games. The levity fostered during these events often mirrored the emotional tug-of-war emblematic of life itself within these villages. Engagement in light-hearted shenanigans after the tension of unity allowed for sweet relief. As families united, so did hilarious contests prompting shameless participation. You'd see everything from races with wooden swords to contests showcasing the most dubious storytelling. Oh, how the laughter echoed through humble halls as fellow villagers rallied to assess who might be the biggest liar of them all. Imagine friends sidling up to one another, wagering an astonishing array of flammable penalties should the loser fail in painting the most exaggerated love story. "Last week, I ambushed an emperor on his throne," one contender might yell amid gasps of anticipation. "He never stood a chance." These banters reflected not only the spirit of the moment, but also highlighted the affection operated within such a festive society, where laughter oozed from both the honored and mischievous alike. As you reflect on rivalries evolving into camaraderie, think of the bountiful feasts that formed the heart of the gatherings. The table laden with smoked fish, captivating pastries smeared with luscious honey, and perhaps even a tribute to the gods in the form of the most gigantic roasted boar the villagers could muster, from the finest hunts, of course. The air would ripple with the aroma of exotic spices, and vivid colors exuding energy would be served alongside endless indulgence. I mean, can you ask for a more lavish banquet than this? Meanwhile, aside from the merriment, marriage agreements emerged as a blend of heart and commerce that marked the cadence of Viking society. Seeped in imagery that reflects today's complex marital contracts, these were agreements regulating partnerships and familial expectations while securing social standing and resources. The hands between two families tightened around fortified commitments. This speaks to the resilience they cultivated amidst a backdrop of unpredictable challenges. And so, as you breathe in the love, laughter, and communal connections surrounding Viking marriages, the vivid snapshots that linger in your mind create kaleidoscopes of lives filled with rich traditions and exuberant devotion. You find warmth not merely in the bonds created, but also in the playful exchanges, the gentle preparations, and ultimately, the acceptance and sharing of love blossoming in its myriad forms, as the night stretches before you with infinite pathways to explore. Allow the mysteries of these ancient customs to wrap around your consciousness, just like the embrace of a cherished friend. A beautiful journey tumbles through your thoughts, where the past lingers lovingly through the tales, evoking images of joyous embraces in the cool Nordic twilight. The stories don't end here, dear companion. They continue weaving together through time, binding you to the heart of what it means to love, laugh, and belong. Slide comfortably into those dreams and relish in the eternal glow of connection shared by those who came before. Rest easy, for the musings of Vikings live on in every whisper of history's tender embrace. As you nestle deeper into this exploration of Viking marriage customs, there's a certain calm enveloping your senses, much like a gentle breeze sweeping across a serene fjord. The laughter and banter of the marriage feast continue to swirl around you, creating an aura of warmth. Imagine now the backdrop of these celebrations, a Viking village bustling with rich tradition, where love stories unfolded like legendary sagas, each unique in flavor and charm. Now, let's talk about the distinct roles families played during these arrangements. Marriages often became a grand affair, driven not just by the union of two individuals, but by the union of entire clans. You'd imagine a gathering where not just two lovers stood on the precipice of commitment, but legions of extended families, all embroiled in the negotiations that spanned beyond mere heartstrings. The affair resembled a corporate merger more than a date night. You can picture someone popping up with a proverbial clipboard. Let's discuss your assets alongside negotiation terms for our daughter's hand. Do you come with a goat or two? What about an extra sword? Historians still debate whether this bundling of familial stakes elevated cultural stability or simply reflected the practicality necessary to dwell in such harsh environments. There was a sense of joy mingled with the weighty expectations of arranging such significant unions. Families relied upon each other, and they knew that forging strong ties could mean the difference between thriving and merely surviving in their rugged world. As you think about how spontaneous joy underpins deeply rooted conventions, imagine laughter spilling from every gathering, where roasted meats and fermented mead only served to further spark all sorts of jokes exchanged amid the serious undertones of negotiations. Well, if Thora here drops her shield again, we'll just have to negotiate for some extra battle prowess too, one might quip, as all eyes land on the clumsy awkwardness of a young warrior grappling to impress. Then, bordering on the eccentric, you encounter the vows that sometimes found themselves intertwined with the vaguely ridiculous behaviors of grooms, embarking on their duties. Have you heard about Ulf? You can hear locals whisper. He swore to fashion himself the strongest spear in all of Scandinavia, because surely that will impress Freya. You can imagine a few eye rolls exchanged, the elders likely muttering, "Ah, youth, it always wields such courage alongside misguided ambition." Yet, these whimsical promises can often lead to an astonishing reality. The bonds forged during such times create space for undying support, leading to building families that empower future generations. The direct influence of community extends far into the fabric of Viking marriages. Neighbors involved themselves heavily in the weddings, from preparing feasts to offering blessings, making them pivotal links to a couple's future. They nurtured connections through shared endeavors and rituals, enabling entire villages to become a support network. You can practically hear the excitement thrumming through the hushed attendees as they bend with delicious anticipation. They unite energies, all alive with the thrill of, will it be a girl or a boy? Between breaks in laughter, creating countless stories that assure a sense of belonging and collective joy. Music, too, played a role, a heartbeat of sorts, drumming out the rhythm of life. From the haunting melodies tugging at the heartstrings to the infectious beats that summoned everyone onto the floor, the entire village drowned in that captivating synergy. It felt as though the spirit of every couple's journey hovered just a breath away, swaying through the graceful movements of each couple dancing amidst the flickering firelight. Imagine kids darting around garlic-studded braids and hanging herbs strung from beams, keeping mischief at bay, even as marital intentions blended seamlessly. And then, of course, there were the peculiar wedding traditions that would leave anyone stumbling with excitement or subtly baffled. Amidst the laughter and cheer, vibrant linens festooned with symbols of fertility thrived as gladiators of love, offering vibrant pictorial hailing for all to see. Heartfelt as they were strange, they entwined with both comedic gestures and heartwarming declarations. "Here's the favorite carrot cut from our garden," proclaimed one matchmaking matriarch. "Let's hope it brings luck aplenty." Following these practices, you may find that symbols of fertility and abundance often adorned homes, turning them into sun-drenched sanctuaries amidst the harsher realities of cooling winds. You can almost visualize doorways wrapped in green leaves, edged with the fragrances of thyme and rosemary, a humble parallel to the celebrated openness of heart shared among Viking families. Villagers believed that nurturing one's home aligned with the essence of love, ensuring protections against the elements. It's no wonder that several families branded their homes with signs, establishing links of reciprocity and commitment, perhaps even revolutionizing what we now consider the cozy comfort of a home. During this time of celebration, you might catch wind of a historic debate, whether the attentiveness of the community made it easier or harder for couples to navigate their new lives together. Some historians argue that while this clumsy cluster of traditions seemed overwhelming, others hail it as a communal bond that ensured no one would feel alone during the myriad challenges of married life. Just imagine the collective sigh of relief as everyone came together, whispering sweet encouragement, reminding each couple of their commitment, despite the mountain of expectations piled on them, a true testament to the Viking spirit. As you further explore the customs, you might pause before the exhilarating thought that every marriage brought fresh possibilities. Each unexpected marriage meant fresh stories to tell, abundant laughter to share, and sometimes even mischief in the name of love. Imagine discovering that marrying into a family often felt like winning a game of chance. Yet a wondrous string of surprises line the tapestry of life together. Now, as the festivities culminate in joyous pandemonium, food and laughter filling every crevice of the village, the evening finds itself woven intricately through day and night alike. This dance of life, a tumultuous interplay of emotions, expectations, and laughter, sparkles in your imagination. With each minute detail shared, you've painstakingly unraveled the Viking ethos, a pursuit of joyous unity in the face of life's wildly unpredictable terrain. So ease a little deeper tonight, drawing upon the whispers of these long-gone revelries and friendships that transcended time. Recollect how far each couple journeyed through laughter and comradeship to join in this magnificent adventure. As you snuggle into this tapestry of reflections, let the stories cradle you, allowing the enchantment of Viking life to transport you into a dreamy embrace, carrying whispers of warmth through serene moments of gentle slumber. Lose yourself in laughter, love, and acceptance that span centuries as the night softly beckons you onward, holding the essence of timeless union in its arms. As the echoes of laughter and tales of Viking weddings swirl around you like a gentle breeze through tall grass, immerse yourself deeper into the rich tapestry woven from these unique customs. Picture the vivid images of villagers gathering, excitement painting their faces, as the anticipation of new life together draws them closer as a community. With each wedding feast and joyful festivity, the connections forged during these jubilant nights create a profound sense of belonging. Now, let's float gracefully to the heart of the celebrations, the lively wedding feasts. Imagine tables laden with more roast meat than one could count, glistening under the soft glow of torches, surrounded by the sweet aroma of honeyed pastries. Yet, beyond the sumptuous spread before you, intertwined with the atmosphere of merriment, was an essential intrigue. What role food played in signifying abundance and prosperity. Gather around the tables where exclamations and friendly banter pepper the ingredients of mutual celebration. Crafting stories of bonds between families materialized in laughter and shared spoils. As mead flowed freely and cups clinked in brotherhood, each toasted declaration rang with vibrant fervor. Your imagination surely conjures visions of villagers lifting their horns high to long life and laughter, echoing across the hall, reverberating with enthusiasm. But for every celebration, there lurks a hint of caution. You can almost hear the playful jibe spoken during the raucous revelry. A few, careful not to spill the drink. The gods won't enhance your treatment if you do. It comes with an air of reality, grounding the festivities in a comically delicate balance between mirth and duty. Viking marriage rites also took on the richness of oral storytelling. You can envision an elder weaving mesmerizing tales, carefully recounting the legends that reinforce the strength and resilience of love bonds. Perhaps a neighboring couple's misadventures during their courting days were narrated with unabashed glee. Admiring glances would ripple through the audience at those thrilling twists, each plot fueling conviviality. You might liken it to the modern ceremony, fitting their love story into the mission of communal heart, where joy and commiseration melded seamlessly. Consider then how music, a mixture of familiar folk tunes and spontaneous melodies, served as a bedrock for connection that resonated throughout the village. Accompanied by the emotional swell of the lute, communal dances erupted, breaking down barriers that time and stature may otherwise impose. Each melodic progression carried the voices of every villager, telling tales that transcended generations. As you envision the swaying forms under the flicker of torches, can you hear the crescendos of life lifting spirits higher, leading burdens into the night? Therein lies the beauty of the Vikings, a community able to navigate the intricate balance between duty and joy. Feasts suffused with a charming undercurrent of human experience. Picture young couples captivated by the compelling narratives, eyes sparkling with hope, their own story awaiting each sketchy plot twist fate had to offer. Amidst the food, the jests, and musical shouts, a common thread unites every attendee, igniting a sense of input that cements relationships while solidifying commitment ceremonies. Transitioning now into the less glamorous facets of Viking unions, let's reconcile the fact that marriage was ruled by practical terms and even transactional benefits, a reality not shy of its struggles. Climbing the social ladder through well-calculated matches was nothing less than the goal of many families. You can imagine the stakes raised, creating a narrative that blended ambition with personal unions. You wonder how many couples genuinely sought love, feeling the weight of history gathering like swirling clouds, all while whispering olden fears. Will it be love or a business deal dressed as romance? Oh, but did the Vikings possess the gift of foresight? In many ways, that approach sheds light on modern matchmaking, yet also unveils the raw, tender concept of companionship, culminating from necessity. How those who might have shared a sham marriage could find beauty through shared experience, or that the deep connections sometimes arise in the unlikeliest of couplings, a delicious irony. Historians today continue weaving a web of debate, mulling over whether such practical setups overshadowed the underpinning essence of lasting love. This unpredictable notion of love leads us inevitably to questions surrounding gender roles. Women appear to wield considerable agency in some relationships, often capable of determining their futures. Yet, paradoxically, they traverse treacherous terrain in the face of overarching patriarchal structures. Within the tightrope of domestic expectations, many women still discreetly influenced marital dynamics. Gossip echoed around them like clouds of birds escaping compulsion, deftly maneuvering the delicate boundaries that bordered life as a Viking wife. Envision a woman asserting herself with the kind of courage reminiscent of any heroic saga. While societal norms may have deterred her, the collective strength of an empowered group often hailed from unity. One can speculate how those bold ladies spurred on their partners to carve out paths of glory, occasionally with a nudge here and there toward mischief. It begs the question, were these shared battles merely fleeting sparks of heart or triumph? Hearken now, once again, to the celebration intertwined with folklore. As you revel in these whimsical tales, picture the tales of relationships told around those grand fires producing warmth on brisk nights. These were not merely yarns spun for pleasure. They served as morsels of wisdom, teaching young ones fundamental truths about intertwining hearts and the unpredictable challenges of forging through life together. Just like today, those narratives had stakes grounded in vivid memories that compel conversations yet to be written. Historians remain steadfast in their quest to decode the true essence of these rehearsals from yore. Was love merely a backdrop, fitting for the happenings chiseled in folklore? In these moments of reflection, draw yourself into the notion that love evolves, framing itself from primal instincts, rowdy humor, and adventure born from chosen family. A beautiful sigh escapes from your lips, drawing your attention further inward against the tranquil sounds of Viking life. From the crackling of fires to the melodies reverberating across the halls, every detail shared contributes to your understanding of an extraordinary culture that crafted love in vivid hues. You can almost hear them now, the ancestral laughter, resilient companionship, and uncommon joy weaving together into a blissful fabric that spans centuries. So let your heart grow warm with the stories, embracing the charming chaos that rooted Viking unions. Allow yourself to drift into a beautiful twilight, where dreams hold the essence of every marriage, intertwined with soul, echoed with laughter, and dusted with soft, unassuming whimsy. With every heartbeat, as you fade into the embrace of the night, feel those early whispers guiding you toward cherished fellowship, summoning a sense of belonging that even the farthest years can erase. Each tale weaves itself gracefully into your soul, illuminating the path ahead while lulling you gently into slumber. Rest now, for history has so much more yet to reveal, and in its depths, the spirit of Viking love continues to flourish, eternally enriching our shared lore. As you settle deeper into the serenity of this narrative, let your thoughts drift patiently into the captivating whirlpool of Viking marriage customs, where even the most bizarre twist could reflect a profound collective spirit. The warmth of their hearths and the drifting melodies of laughter linger in the air, beckoning you to explore further the enchanting rituals of these remarkable people. Now, let's turn our attention to the way alliances were often built through marriage, particularly focusing on how these treaties could ripple through generations. Marriages in Viking culture frequently went beyond personal passion, tethered tightly to the larger motifs of power, land, and familial solidarity. Many unions served as a chessboard for ambitious moves, where matrimony was less about love and more about strategic placements among clans that promised influence and loyalty. Picture two families negotiating with fervor, a father vigorously emphasizing the superior quality of his flaxen fields, while having a daughter subtly rolling her eyes behind him, perhaps dreading the inevitable future where emotions take a back seat to agrarian alliances. Yet amidst the politics, there comes an unexpected charm that seeps into the intricacies of their customs. The Vikings, it seems, were adept at intertwining what seems like cold calculations with an exhilarating sense of improvisation. Take the case of a couple's betrothal ceremony, inspired by picturesque sidebar stories. Festooned colors spread joyously around their bright surroundings. You can almost picture energetic villagers shooting mischievous glances as tables crowded with assorted meat cuts, cheeses, and freshly baked bread spark joy, not solely for the banquet, but for the unbreakable bonds devised in laughter and rooted trust. Within this broader view, the role of the community remains ever potent, underscoring the significance of marrying not just a single partner, but finding camaraderie among an extended familial nest. Indeed, at each wedding, community support solidified solidarity, fabricating friendships among clans that would often endure both joyous times and tumultuous battles. An elder might capture laughter and camaraderie, jabbing fun at the paunch of past warriors who overindulged during the festivities, usually followed by raucous laughter flooding the hall. With every jest exchanged, unspoken agreements were reaffirmed between clans, reminding attendees that marriage and communal spirit walked hand in hand. Graphically painted pictures of feast tables stuffed with bounty stretch before you, tales of laughter erupting into boisterous howls from the rich flavors lined along the tables. Fellow villagers, friends, distant cousins, and random good-natured neighbors became intertwined in creating a body willing to rally behind each union forged. You can just imagine some cheeky bard, crooning old tales and whispers of romances gone wrong with a cheeky wink, further helping the guest dissolve social barriers in the presence of wine. As you drift through these marvelous images, you can't help but contemplate the more problematic and violent edges of Viking life. While marriages celebrated joy, there lay undercurrents of warfare straining relationships behind closed doors. Know this: a couple would frequently find their marital resolve tested by the specters of conflict. How treachery could invade a once fortified alliance, or how raids could cut through husband and wife's connection, buried beneath flurries of volatile conflict. In times of war, marriages often rose to the surface as bargaining chips among rival clans, negotiations sharpened by bloodshed. You can imagine the tension thickening as marriages entwined male warriors with powerful clan daughters, the stakes rising with each battle cry echoing through valleys. Historians argue whether this practice determined much about the Vikings' resilience and adaptability, or whether the insistence on such contracts warped the meaning of love altogether. Sifting through these diverse relationships allows you to ponder the complicated notion of marriage, along with the strength that arose from their unrelenting challenges. Beneath every roar of strife lay an underlying current of affection, struggling for survival, much akin to unsung melodies whispering across the night sky. Picture two fighters sharing a knowing glance, a shared unspoken dedication ignited through love, amid grueling battles for land and pride. Yet again, as much as conflict shaped Viking unions, laughter burst through custom as well, as you might expect in a marriage of contradictions. Weddings often saw delightful games unfolding, stirring mischief amongst dusty relics of the past. You can conjure up images of young warriors attempting to impress their brides with dexterous stunts while adorning silly traditional masks, akin to a pie-eating contest. The entire community could revel in the joyous antics, shifting tension into humor, a refreshing celebration that cemented partnerships amidst the complexities of life outside. You see, within this intricate dance lies the notion that love is formed not just through adversity, but also through moments of lightness. Each exchange carried tales more profound than you could ever perceive, full of promises made, binding warmth, and flickers of vulnerability. As these stories unspooled through laughter mingling with fireworks, love found itself recast, born anew under the solemn promise of a loving bond wielded by two hearts willing to navigate life's ups and downs as partners. In those moments of revelry, while joy spun freely from one corner of a gathering hall to the next, that intricate web intricately woven brought light to the complexities of marriage, its duality played out again and again across the ages. Historians debate whether this said humor served as a means of coping, or perhaps whether it shone a light upon the spirit of the Vikings, a culture that flourished by clinging to humor, faith, and spirited love, even in the face of impending doom. Thus, your journey through Viking marriage customs unveils a plethora of layers. Like rings entwined deep within the heart of a tree, each marriage formed narratives rich with laughter, love, and chaos that unspooled over generations. Those intricate bonds, blending relationships with the resilience to navigate intimate struggles, swirled through time. A beautiful testament to the endless variations of love that emerge from both joy and gloom. As you let these thoughts wash over you like waves against the shore, feel free to let your heart swell with the understanding that love exists in myriad forms. It is through their little joys and shared tribulations that Viking couples crafted a shared destiny, stories echoing in the minds of their descendants, blending the thrill and heartache of lived experiences that cemented their fateful connections. Ease into the sweetness of this nostalgia now, as dreams bring forth stories to accompany you through the night, where Viking lore nurtures friendships gently freed within the expansive horizons of life, highlighting their loyal bonds, steadfastness, and bravacious charm against the inexplicable odds they faced. Let this beautiful dance of time embrace you, reminding you always that love thrives resiliently amidst the chaotic intricacies of existence. Drift softly into the calm of the night, letting the whispers of Vikings' romantic lore cradle you to sleep, soothing you with the promise of memories that flourish eternally. As you soften into the embrace of the night, the tales of Viking marriages weave through your consciousness like soft threads, painting vivid pictures of love, laughter, and the complexity that binds us as humans. The air buzzes with echoes of joyous festivities, where every shared glance and whispered secret forms a part of the collective memory that haunts yet comforts. In the midst of this serene storytelling, let us delve further into one of the most colourful yet perplexing aspects of these cultural customs: the quirky and whimsical wedding traditions of the Vikings. Imagine, if you will, a scene from a Viking wedding. The bride adorned in intricate braids and vibrant fabrics, like a flower blooming against the backdrop of the cold landscape. But what truly catches your attention is not just her gown, but the delightful traditions that accompany these rituals. Everything from playful pageantry to downright absurd quirks that flutter around the celebration like fireflies on a warm summer's night. For instance, there was a peculiar tradition in which the groom would often need to prove his worthiness by literally wrestling with the other suitors. Yes, forget romance. Nothing says "I love you" quite like showing off your brawn to secure the affection of your bride-to-be. Picture a group of suitors gathering under the glaring sun. One mighty fellow boldly declaring, "I'll take on all of you," while the others hesitate, clearly taken aback by the sheer audacity. You can almost hear the collective soft chuckles turning into raucous laughter as the failed contenders tumble over one another. Historians still argue whether this was a cunning strategy to show off strength or a humorous ritual crafted for entertainment, shaping the way that love and contest intertwined in Viking hearts. Then, consider the practices of gift-giving, some whimsical, some deeply unexpected. Near the wedding ceremony, friends might present the couple with boisterous gifts, ranging from a carved wooden spoon to a fully equipped sword. Those presents carried a deep-rooted sense of purpose alongside cheeky charm, subtly speaking volumes about expectations tied to their marriage. An entire clan could chip in to create a lover's set of shields, ensuring the couple had the means to protect each other even in the throes of battle. A captivating blend of martial prowess and domestic commitment. As you envision this wild collection of handmade gifts, you can almost hear the gentle jibes as villagers whisper, "I hope your shields are sturdier than your union," always delivered with a grin. Thus, amid the romantic overtures lay a tapestry rich in camaraderie, veiled with humor underpinning the true meaning of partnership. Beyond the exchange of objects, joyous merriment defined the spirit of these ceremonies. The wedding feast of the Vikings became renowned for bizarre food traditions. Imagine during the reception, as guests attune their appetites to the feast laid out before them, a bubbling pot of elderflower drink, spiced with hints of the unknown flows freely. The concoction has made a name amongst village legends as Freya's Blessing, where clinking cups resonate with every joyous toast. Yet, hidden in this playful culinary world were superstitions as unpredictable as the wind. Spouses often believed that if they enjoyed their meals without sparing a scrap, fortune would follow. You can almost hear bridal parties chanting, "Never let a morsel go to waste," coupled with laughter that echoed into the night. Their cheeks flushed from mead and delight as they grabbed for every last bite on their swords and shields. Each crumb left behind often gestured towards symbolic misfortune. forever engraving their blessings on every piece consumed. And you can't forget the symbolic role of the wedding cake, which was more akin to a tower of sweet breads than anything resembling today's beautiful confections. Historians still argue whether the bread's additional layers were rooted in the practical pursuit of abundance or merely a cheeky nod to how relationships pile upon one another in delightful tiers of chaos. After all, it's hard to meet expectations while balancing layers of anticipation atop chaotic lives. The elders would share winks and knowing glances, muttering about the young couples having to rise above as they started life together, just as those doughy symbols rose to sweet perfection. Now let's shift your attention to another whimsical thread: the odd yet comforting expectations placed upon Viking women during this era. Can you picture the joy of carefully curated beauty enacted amid their gatherings? Each bride donned elaborate floral crowns, trimmed with vibrant hues, creating visuals that seem to dance with the mountainous landscape, embodying grace against a backdrop of vulnerability. However enticing those flowers may seem, it came with elaborate grooming rituals, a tradition serving as a rite of passage that often put women's skills to the test. Amidst the anticipation, each bride-to-be found herself tangled in pre-wedding scenarios that would prompt mischievous jabs from neighboring villagers. Eager friends might whisper, "Have you perfected the art of dirt-free hairdos?" Or, "Can your spells endure a weekend without a single braid falling apart?" As the laughter wraps around them like a warming embrace. It was both a point of humor and a reminder that the journey of love could be both beautiful and hilariously complex, underscoring the delicate balance brides carved between ideals and reality. And let's not forget other rituals that transformed the wedding night into a performance celebrated for years. The bridal bed remained a significant marker within the community, as it simultaneously bore witness to these new unions. Let your thoughts wander as night fell upon the village. Friends would gather outside, singing silly songs beneath the moonlight, recreating scenes crafted with exaggerated gestures while awaiting the couple's entrance. Histories say that those joyous nights revealed glimpses of the future, whether it would be bubbling laughter and companionship, or conflicted ambitions sparked by the whims of fate. As you dive deeper into this kaleidoscope of customs, you begin to grasp the essence of love threads interwoven throughout Viking society. Those rituals, which flourish amid gaiety, held layers of meaning that extended beyond mere traditions, speaking to the heart of resilience nurtured by stories told across the years. In the spirit of fancy, you can hear echoes of commitment resonating in the laughter shared at each wedding. The joy interspersed among gentle jibes and bold performances provided solace and camaraderie during a time when the world outside remained fraught with uncertainty. It's a beautiful paradox that amidst harsh realities, the hearts of the Vikings espoused warmth, humor, and laughter, revealing marriage as both a commitment and a journey shared with others. So let your heart expand at the thought of those connections, mingled with mischief and joy, echoing across the ages. Allow this understanding to settle into your spirit, caressing ancient lives woven together through unions that shone brightly against the tumult of time. As you slide into the tender embrace of sleep, feel the warmth of those Viking souls blanket you in dreams, where laughter dances among history, crafting stories spanning the vast wilderness of existence. Your heart carries their light, a reminder that love, raw, resilient, and often strange, thrives in every heartbeat of shared humanity. Rest easy and know that you are never alone in this journey of love. It lives within you, waiting patiently to unfold alongside those who dared to venture forth. As you settle into the soft, lulling rhythm of the unfolding narrative, the delightful intricacies of Viking marriage customs wrap around you like a warm, comforting quilt, stitched together with stories from long ago. Feel the warmth radiating from the fires of the banquet halls as the laughter and shouts of celebrations echo softly in your ears, inviting you to linger among the memories of these spirited souls who danced between joy and solemnity. Now, let's delve further into the heart of relationships carved by both love and obligation. Picture this: two young hearts poised on the precipice of matrimony, eager yet apprehensive, burdened by societal expectations that hovered over them like clouds heavy with rain. While love blossomed amidst festivities, the roots of partnership often tangled tightly with expectations shaped by lineage and power structures. For the Vikings, marriage was more than a mere romantic affair. It served as a vital instrument in the grander scheme of alliance building, proving crucial for both social and economic survival. Your imagination can conjure vivid portrayals of weddings where the founding ideals of the Vikings coalesced. Rugged strength melded with fierce loyalty. Couples took vows to uphold each family's honor, pledging not just love, but also steadfast support in both prosperity and hardship. You can envision tearful eyes welling with emotion as families watch their children take these meaningful steps toward unity. A collective sigh escaping lips as they navigated the fine line between personal desire and community duty. As negotiations persisted within the clan and family units, love occasionally found itself cast in the shadow of ambition. Picture a young girl, freshly adorned with flowers, feeling pressure from her family to marry a chieftain known for his fierce reputation in the village. While her heart might secretly yearn for a humble blacksmith who crafts wondrous things every day, societal expectations ripple like the waves of an unforgiving sea, carrying whispers of look to the future and think of clan honor. Such dilemmas form the core of human experience, whether within Viking villages or even in modern communities. Yet, that glimmer of rebellious hope glistens even in such weighty circumstances. In a world where honor held immense significance, the whispers of love orchestrated theater among the isles of time. Consider how clandestine meetings might form a tapestry colored with longing. A couple stolen away beneath the stars, hearts alight with the fervor of fleeting moments. Would they capture those hushed secrets in the crescent beams of the moon, promising loyalty and dreams of escaping the relentless bindings of expectation? Historians speculate whether the allure of forbidden love sparked narratives that grew more extravagant with each passing generation, becoming folklore that spanned across the very heart of Viking existence. Transformations among social dynamics became palpable as Viking culture embraced changes wrought by time and circumstance. The image of a steady rise towards choices influenced by love within the continuum of necessity could shift its focus, encouraging couples to champion partnership more than tradition. Histories reflect voices of the past muttering about bygone systems of arranged unions, contrasting them with the connections rooted in genuine affection that developed within these tightly knit communities. As the night stretches on, allow yourself to extend your imagination to the extraordinary feats that modernity dangles just out of reach, but echoes warmly through Viking channels. Love's unpredictable nature shines brightly as whispers took form. Perhaps a bride dances carefree, buoyed by the thrill of a new life alongside her husband, where resilient hearts resist any conventional chains. She might call on her ancestors, weaving their stories of romance and revolution into her own. The will to love transcending barriers etched in stone. Yet amidst this evolving tapestry of love, you find yourself contemplating how essential community plays a role in shaping personal destinies. Picture villagers gathering to offer support or jest, loudly proclaiming marital strangers into a close-knit fold. The couple navigating their way through the intricacies of shared life sputters laughter amidst the budding compassion offered by friends and family, wise with experience. You can almost hear the cheeky elder advising them. After all, a little laughter can lighten a weary heart either on bright days or during squabbles. With each evolving dynamic, the Vikings reflected on marriage bonds as vehicles for both absorbing joy and enduring hardship. Did they end up building community collaborations based on alliances or the playful jests exchanged around the fire? Every small act nurtured the sense of belonging that echoed throughout the village. As couples exchanged vows, they waved flags alongside the intersecting paths of life, proclaiming love not simply between themselves, but engraved with the warmth of family spirit, woven through dances and celebrations. As history softly breathes around you, consider the wistfulness that unspooled around such unions. Elemental forces heralded both hardship and connection over time. Navigating challenges bound by unwavering devotion, couples flourished amid lingering worries about clan duties and family pride. Yet they expanded the definition of love, drawing on unity forged amidst laughter and tears. Place yourself now in the heart of a gathering, where all folk unite within a vast circle, laughter carrying through. Picture the echo of heroic sagas, maudlin laments, and warm remembrances, and how every moment forged rhythm within the community. Each marriage birthed tales, anthems swelling, backstories flowering, and remembering those small quirks that spotlight love, allowing them to flourish even against barriers of cultural identity. From these gatherings emerges a spark rippling at every twist of fate, an understanding that love exists along a continuum shaped alongside familial duty. It stands resilient, ready to transform. Everywhere you look, the essence of partnership perseveres. The bonds between couples became and remain representative of how perseverance merged growth, both within and for the broader community. This interplay between duty and desire continues to dance forward, reshaping the landscape of relationships. Henceforth, let it cradle you into the gentle embrace of dreamland. As night descends further, consider the fruitful array of connections nurtured amid the chaos of Viking tales. Give into gentle respite while visionary seeds of love ripple throughout history. Rest easy now, and let the stories wrap around you like soft wool, guiding you through sweet dreams woven with laughter, love, and the undying spirit of all who dare to connect. As you slip further into the tapestry of slumber, let the rich stories of Viking marriage customs continue to unfold in the comforting darkness. This avenue of exploration reveals how love and loyalty intertwine seamlessly, dancing through the cauldron of Viking life, where the air is charged with the energy of human connection. It truly was a universe spun from myth and camaraderie, anchored in the collective will to rise above challenges. Let us shift our focus now to the resonance of promises made on those sweetly chaotic wedding days. Those pledges, so vividly spoken beneath the open sky, encapsulated not only the love shared between two individuals, but also the coordinating spirit of families gathered around them. Every oath carried the echoes of ancestors, whispering into the new couple's futures. You are linked to all those who walked before you and will walk after you. You can almost picture couples clasping hands and gazing deeply into one another's eyes, hearts pounding, committed not merely to a day of revelry, but to a legacy weaving itself through history. A glance at the rituals surrounding these solemn vows reveals the interplay between lightness and gravity, a delightful juxtaposition where tradition draped over the romance like a diaphanous veil. Can't you just envision lively villagers adding merriment to the ceremony? They'd hoist their drinking horns high, swaying with laughter as they conjure tales of love from ages past, daring the newlyweds to leap into this whirlwind of togetherness. And yet, woven into the fabric of promises spoken aloud were the shadows of understanding, the weight of loyalty etched deeply into the fabric of Viking life. You can almost hear the soft murmurs and knowing glances exchanged among the guests. They bore witness to these unions, realizing that every promise held the potential for challenges ahead. Honor and loyalty intermingled with truth, a reminder that love often thrives best when it travels the turbulent waters of reality. In this vibrant tableau, one aspect stands out brilliantly: the veil of mystery surrounding the expectations faced by newlyweds. Can you envision young brides grappling with balances of tenderness and priority? Perhaps as they confidently stand forth and softly vow to love and protect. You might also glimpse a hint of trepidation dancing across their features, harmonizing alongside shining determination. There lay within the fabric of those vows an unwavering desire to build a bridge, not merely to a groom, but towards an intricate dance of connection that would link families together. Imagine the voice of an elder rising amid the din of boisterous laughter, imparting wisdom that echoes like a haunting melody across time. May you find light in every moment shared, even in the shadows cast by shared hardship. It serves as a beautiful reminder to balance dreams held aloft by hope and determination. From this profound depth of promise emerges an understanding that love flourishes alongside imperfection, and laughter plays its own charming note in each couple's song. Now, you can feel the energy stir as we consider the role of friendships in Viking marriages. Community bonded over that glorious dinner table filled with sumptuous feasts wasn't merely for hospitality. It was woven through alliances that persisted long after the vows were consummated. Friends would rally around the newlyweds, supporting and nurturing the delicate fabric of early relationships, confirming that true partnership transcended the romantic realm and expanded toward a shared social network. You capture moments spirited with warmth as joyous collaborators known as handmaidens of love rally to support the newlyweds as they navigate early challenges together. A warm chuckle arises as the subtle mischief of camaraderie seeps through those early days. You can imagine a troop of friends playing cheeky games, destined to tease and poke fun at the couple's little foibles. Make way for the newest warriors as their shields protect against kitchen calamities. This spirit of playful banter echoes the ancient understanding of love, one not defined solely by grand gestures, but glued together by shared laughter, patience, and kindness. The age-old tales of strength and challenge echo through history, encompassing the unyielding struggle as couples discovered the true weight of their commitments. Memories twinge with nostalgia, portraying those early days of domesticity, where each conversation could lead down a thrilling path of growth, whether in resolving minor disagreements or tackling life's larger conundrums, forming the groundwork for the future. "I can't find my socks" becomes a metaphor for deep connection, a laugh over shared mischief that binds them. But amid the humor and camaraderie also lay challenges that shaped ways of navigating life together, solidifying those old bonds that inspired such laughter. Picture a couple huddled together after a long day of chores, sharing stories while musing over the mysteries of what tomorrow brings. The soft glances exchanged would remind them that they're both marching forward hand in hand, their commitment bolstered by the language of shared experience, an ancient bond nurtured through challenges faced together. You can almost hear the soft chorus of commitment as couples adjust to their new normal, experiencing delightful little victories or engaging in humor over life's stubborn realities. Even the lovebirds had learning curves as they stumbled into territory unknown. With every shared meal, cautious navigation through unfamiliar routines, they forged a deeper understanding of one another that transcended myths and dreams. You might imagine them sitting before the evening fire, recounting tales of the day spent, laughter flowing freely, a heartwarming image of the very essence that embodies a life built with love's infinite potential. As you drift through these lovely moments, feel the resonance of their journey weaving through your thoughts like a melody lingering in twilight. Each story of connection resonates with the laughter woven within shared endeavors, illuminating the truth that while every couple's journey evolves uniquely, their shared experiences echo through time, binding countless hearts together as one. The gentle rhythm of Viking marital traditions beckons you softly to reflect on not only the legacy crafted by their promises, but also the nuances of connection, a reminder that love is indomitable, so who knows what current twists might lie just beyond the horizon. As you soothe into the warmth of stories detailed through ages, closed eyes and quiet thoughts evoke understanding that traces lines across generations, connecting bonds forged long ago with those yet to come. While you encompass the embodiment of those quiet nights spent shared in laughter and exchange, dreams will undoubtedly swirl with radiant revelations. Let the laughter, love, and lessons remain forever etched within the framework of your heart. And as the night stretches on, embrace the potent energy displayed in these timeless stories. Each moment shared encompasses the essence of what it means to connect deeply and love, resilient, laughter-filled, and endlessly transformative, will carry ever onward through whispered memories and the dreams that cradle you softly now. As you float deeper into the comforting embrace of the stories that envelop you like a cherished wool blanket, the warmth of shared experiences cascades through your mind. You can almost smell the smoke from the evening fires and hear the laughter of jubilant villagers twinkling in the air, reminding you that the vibrant life of the Vikings extended far beyond the binding contracts of marriage. Each little tale woven into the fabric of their marriages tells a grander narrative filled with hope, struggle, and triumph. Now, let's explore the intriguing aspect of how romance could bloom amidst the practical realities of Viking life. Imagine a couple who, after weathering the storms of negotiation and societal expectation, find their own private oasis of affection and companionship, nestled away from the eyes of their community. These moments, though perhaps fleeting, glimmer with promise, where a simple yet profound spark develops in the unlikeliest of circumstances, over shared hardships, trial, and laughter. You might envision two spouses, perhaps huddling together during a winter's evening, sheltered by the warm glow of a fire, recounting stories of their childhood dreams and passions as the world outside turns hardy and cold. With the wind howling its mournful song, they lean closer, forging a barrier against uncertainty. There, in that twilight glow, the mere act of holding each other becomes an agreement to endure all that life throws their way. It reflects a soft but poignant realization that love often grows in the shared moments of vulnerability, punctuated by heartfelt conversations and sweet embraces. Consider the ways in which such affection could flourish amidst life's trials. It's not uncommon to see them raiding the kitchen for the last piece of roasted hare, not just for sustenance, but as a ritual of humor shared privately between them. Perhaps amid a gentle, playful squabble about the tidiness of their home, they find laughter sparking in the air like fireflies, illuminating their day. "You mean to tell me you thought hiding the pots in the hay was a good idea?" One might chuckle, raising an eyebrow playfully as laughter crinkles their eyes. As you delve deeper into these whimsical and tender moments, it becomes evident that for Vikings, love was a dynamic force, a blend of passion and practicality that swirled into their vibrant lives. Their spirited conversations mirrored the tide of their emotions, ebbing and flowing as they built their lives together. Each quarrel sprinkled with humor and affection, a reminder that resilience could be tender. Think now, as you travel this winding road through history, of how the bond of Viking marriage also showcased resilience during the most challenging times. With harsh winters and violent conflicts looming just outside their village walls, couples often leaned into each other for survival. The trials set onto their pathway sculpted deeper connections, cultivating a collaborative spirit that strengthened over shared experiences. You can envision long winters spent huddled together, crafting stories from whispers of tumult, and days spent holding the weight of worries together. With every shared cup of mead, couples toasted their past and future, a ritual steeped in camaraderie. In these tranquil settings, where sweet warmth enveloped the cold, stories born from love whispered into their lives, planting seeds for endurance and growth that would ripple throughout their family's legacy. While imagining these cozy moments, you pause to reflect on the community that surrounded them. Friends, neighbors, and the larger circle of family played their part in fostering love among couples. Their laughter and joy echoed across shared gatherings, reinforcing the notion that no one truly walks this path alone. The vibrant tapestry of Viking life emerges from the beauty of collective experience, a grand collaboration demonstrating how relationships thrive within a network of support. Picture warm evenings filled with the hum of lively conversation, echoing softly against the backdrop of crackling flames. Friends might come together, celebrate life's milestones, proposing toasts with hearty affirmations, a collective cheer swelling to love, laughter, and a community that stands together. These moments meld joy with resilience, bolstering connections that intertwine not only the couples at their core, but also the wider community that thrives around them. Now, let us turn our hearts to reflect on the lessons learned amid these rich narratives. The Vikings understood that the road of marriage would twist and turn, presenting challenges along with moments of joy. Amid the chaotic swirl of existence and expectations, love remained a resilient force, characterized by its adaptability and undying spirit. Through their comedic banter, shared burdens, and enduring promises, they crafted bonds that withstood the tests of time. These reflections urge you to delve into the core truth that connection and love weave themselves into every aspect of life, a truth that resonates across the ages. Each laugh shared, each tear shed, revealed the delicate balance between companionship and individual growth, shaping the very essence of relationships. By witnessing the world through the eyes of the Vikings, you glean insights into the human condition, allowing compassion to stretch and grow within your heart. Now, as the gentle rhythms of night pull you closer to the realm of dreams, allow yourself to dwell in the echoes of those treasured moments. You carry within you the laughter of the Vikings, nurturing a sense of connection that reflects their enduring spirit. The heartbeats of their stories pulse within you, whispering tales of love that transcends time and space, anchored in kindness and resilience. Rest now, dear friend, and honor the echoes of love that ripple through history. Let the stories of Viking marriages cradle your thoughts, infusing your dreams with warmth and companionship, reminding you that love, in all its forms, thrives through shared laughter and the steadfast spirit of community. Encased in dreams of shared humanity, the journey toward connection continues in every breath you take, echoing softly into the night like the last notes of a gentle melody, trailing off into sweet slumber. As you further settle into the comforting embrace of sleep, the enchanting tales of Viking marriages swirl around your mind like wisps of fog curling around ancient trees. Each flicker of imagination brings forth images of couples navigating the delightful chaos of life together, their bonds deepening like the roots of a great oak. With each whisper of history gently blending into your consciousness, you find yourself drawn into the seamless narrative that connects love to resilience, joy, and the spirit of community. Let's meander back to those heartwarming moments encapsulated during the wedding ceremonies, where emotions swayed like the very fabric of the earth. Picture now the bright sun casting golden rays upon the gathering, illuminating the faces of eager villagers packed together, all witnessing the intimate affair. The gravity of those vows, often spoken under the watchful gaze of gods, held weight not just in love, but also in destiny. As couples exchanged their pledges amidst the laughter and applause of friends, echoes grew louder, consecrating their commitment to each other and the clans they represented. You might linger on the notion that among the celebrations was found a profound humility. Those gatherings shone with laughter, but also bore witness to the journey undertaken through trials. Imagine exchanges of poetic vows, rhythmically swaying under the rich heritage of their forebears. Perhaps a couple chose to recite unique verses filled with references to past hardships or victories, weaving a tapestry that would sustain them throughout the years. With the strength of my clan behind me, I promise to stand by you through gale winds and fierce battles, one might declare, swelling with conviction as villagers erupt in cheers, their voices rising high like a crackling flame. As laughter serenades the air, the rites of marriage undoubtedly serve to deepen existing relationships between families. Picture couples walking hand in hand from the altar, surrounded by family, clans playing a significant role in their union, reinforcing the idea that partnership extended beyond mere affection. The clashing of swords and the joining of clans echoed through these marriages, mirroring the vibrant history of trade, loyalty, and even conflict. Such unions knitted countless threads into the fabric of their culture, binding families through business, battles, and shared rituals into a lasting legacy. As the nooks and crannies of this intimate world unfold, allow your imagination to blossom further, drawing comparisons to the present day. How love and connection continue to serve as enduring anchors. Shared laughter remains prevalent in today's traditions, allowing us to know we are not alone in our struggles. Just as these Viking couples found camaraderie amidst their community, so too do we find belonging in our relationships today, celebrating joys alongside navigating life's complexities. Now, let's reflect again on the fond memories that cities and communities often inspire. Just as Viking marriages coalesced into greater collective identity, so too have modern couples fashioned their bonds through shared experiences. Picture arrangements of colorful flowers uniting friends, celebrating not simply the love between two, but the intricate networks of support that surround them. You can almost feel the delightful rush as families intermingle, laughter rising amidst the unfolding moments, creating bonds akin to those cherished by the ancient Norse. Try to envision those friendships that anchor couples as the tides of life ebb and flow. As you think back, you might find recollections of gatherings, both festooned with joyous celebrations and cradled amid quiet sorrows, underscoring the beauty of human connection. Even amid tribulation, love remains remarkably steadfast, emboldened by the collective spirit and woven tightly into the everyday tapestry of companionship that has formed a narrative through centuries. As the candlelight flickers in your mind, consider how the spirit of Viking marriages highlights the resilience embedded in memories, how they serve as testimonies to the courage manifested when two people unite. It reminds you that partnerships are forged from love and companionship, grounded through histories passed down from one generation to the next. Love flourishes not only in grand gestures, but also in every candlelit moment of comfort shared in the quiet of night. Just as couples bond in their homes, redrawing the pages of their story through affection. With each whisper caught in the sprawl of dusk, let's delve into the nature of partnership from that past age, deeply revealing how love often served as the backbone, supporting families through many storms. Couples became anchors, steadfast in resisting life's tempests. They grew together in grace and determination. As they weathered hardships, whether it be a long winter or daunting trials outside their immediate circle, they learned to lean on each other, drawing strength from the depths of their connection, even when the world felt relentless. Imagine the very essence of those relationships echoing through the air, a reminder that love fosters resilience. Whether over shared feasts or whispered bedtime tales, their journeys penned a legacy marked by courage and warmth. It sparks a realization that even today, as life visits its trials upon us, those bonds still illuminate the way, much like the steadfast torchlight guiding lost ships back to shore. As your mind absorbs and reflects, consider that your own relationships thrive in a similar way. Just as Viking marriages brought multiple families together, forming a powerful community united through love and shared experiences, the connections crafted today hold immense promise. You may find that friendships forged through laughter create a powerful safety net, lifting you during moments of sorrow, much like how those ancient couples sheltered one another beneath the sheltering arcs of their love. So, allow yourself to bask in these thoughts, letting dreams of unity and kinship flow freely into your consciousness. As you embrace the soothing, gentle echoes of merriment from Viking life, ease into the realization that these bonds transcend time, as pillars of strength and connection remain steadfast throughout human history. The night wraps around you tenderly now, carrying the essence of every story told and lived, reverberating softly in your heart. Each moment of laughter shared, each tear together captured, builds the foundation for a future where love, laughter, and connection weave their dreams, reminding you that you are part of a vast, intertwined legacy. With every breath, surrender into that embrace now, trusting in the beauty of these relationships that flourish in every flicker of connection as you drift softly into sweet slumber, cradled by the remembrance of those who walked before you and those who stand with you, forging love that endures throughout time. As you continue to sink deeper into the comforting embrace of sleep, the melodies of Viking marriage customs swirl softly around you, infusing your dreams with warmth and companionship. Each reverberation reminds you of the lives intertwined, echoing through the ages, and crafting a legacy of love that thrives amid the trials and tribulations of existence. Let's meander through the beautiful landscape of rituals surrounding Viking marriages and their remarkable impact on social connections. Imagine that upon saying their vows, couples didn't just join their lives together. They ignited sparks of newfound camaraderie between families, weaving bonds that linked entire communities. The symphony of joyous laughter resonated throughout the gatherings, enveloping everyone in an exquisite embrace of joy. Friends and family, feeling blessed by the union, took turns sharing memories and stories, painting a rich tableau of their experiences. You can almost envision an elder stepping forth, a wise and gentle guide, ready to share the anecdotes that stitch themselves into the very foundation of their communities. Picture him recounting the tale of a distant ancestor whose encouragement transformed a simple partnership into a legendary love story, embedded deeply within Viking folklore. Each word carries the essence of the past, connecting those present, reminding everyone of the power of love that surpasses time and circumstance. As the night stretches on, the warmth of celebration surrounds you, a glowing reminder of shared experiences that bind hearts together. Let your imagination breathe life into the feasts filled with laughter, where challenges were met with playful jests. Friends gathered, hoisting their cups, ready to toast not only the newlyweds, but every couple that dared to brave the unpredictable waters of love amid raucous cheer, voices rising in unison, a reminder that each bond mirrored the strongest of alliances. But amidst these lovely gatherings, you may pause to consider the contrasting realities that could tug at the knots of these newly formed unions. Just as joy was often palpable, the shadow of hardship could also find itself embedded in the shared story of love. Picture a newlywed couple, their hearts filled with hope yet burdened by responsibilities, facing sudden challenges brought forth by a storm that wreaks havoc upon their farm, threatening what little stability they've begun to cultivate. Whether it's the gathering clouds overhead or a sudden raid from nearby clans, such moments forge deeper connections, revealing the art of resilience. You can visualize their hands clasped together, offering mutual comfort amid uncertainty, reassuring each other, "Together, we will weather any storm." Love was fortified not just by laughter, but also by their willingness to navigate adversity, accepting the reality that life is often a blend of light and shadow. It's in those moments that you can sense a shift, the evolution of those connections shifting from mere bonds of alliance to becoming a sanctuary, a space where vulnerability is cradled tenderly. As couples face life's tempest together, navigating obstacles reinforces their unity, illuminating the intrinsic depth of their relationship forged against the backdrop of fierce determination. As you drift between realms of consciousness, allow these interactions to weave into the larger fabric of Viking society. Community played a vital role, where alliances formed through marriage often led to lifelong friendships and cooperative ventures, all bound together by a sense of shared loyalty. Envision villagers pooling resources, fortifying homes, and uniting during both moments of celebration and sorrow, drawing comfort from the knowledge that love holds the power to transform even the most trying situations into stories of strength. In these gentle waking moments, a vibrant scene unfolds. Generations of villagers gathering around fires, recounting tales of bygone heroes, families emerging from the shadows of uncertainty. The laughter, tears, and whispered prayers echo as the foundation upon which generations teach future lovers the art of resilience. Twinkling preferably like stars sprinkled across the night sky, each shining brightly with shared experience. You may wish to reflect on how these conversations, though set against the backdrop of Viking existence, reveal truths that still resonate today. The lessons of that intertwined community remind you that love endures not only through delightful gatherings, but also grows in the incremental shifts toward understanding and compassion. Just as those bonds anchored individuals through trials, so too do the connections cultivated today provide mirrors reflecting support, camaraderie, and lasting friendship. As you bask in the warmth of shared stories, you can feel the pulse of life that intertwines every being, the sum of their experiences engraved in their laughter and tears. It's a reminder that each story nourishes the next chapter. Engagement with love shapes your path even further. Like those Viking couples, know that you too can nurture bonds that cradle you through the storm, whispering strength amidst adversity. As the stories of resilience and togetherness wrap gently around your consciousness, allow the lessons from Viking marriages to cradle you tenderly, guiding you into the realm of dreams where hope intersects with reality. With every heartbeat, every flicker of light, you embrace the timeless truths that dance through the histories shared among those who dared to forge connections, no matter the circumstances. As each moment flows, you begin to catch whispers of joy, leading you further into sleep, carried on the soft winds of the Norse tales that have settled delicately around you. Know that, like the couples of ages long past, you carry with you the spirit of love. Resilient, boundless, and ever adaptable, through shared struggles and the insatiable quest for connection, those stories live on, intermingling with your dreams and surrounding you with warmth and the embrace of kinship. Rest now, letting those echoes lull you into peaceful serenity. The journey of love continues endlessly, threading through the tapestry of existence, a beautiful dance of shared laughter and intertwined lives that promise to endure through time. Drift softly as those ancient hearts extend their warmth through you, never alone, embraced by the legacy of love that flourishes across the ages, guiding you toward wondrous dreams and new beginnings. As you settle deeper into a serene slumber, the tales of Viking marriages and their legacies continue to swirl gently around you, wrapping you in fond memories and grounding truths. The laughter and warmth of community dance in your mind, urging you to visualize vibrant scenes where love transcends time, emerging from stories etched in the very fabric of life. Let's venture into one of the most enchanting elements of Viking marriage customs: the role of the community in nurturing these intricate connections. Imagine a festival filled with vivid colors and joyous sounds, where villagers gather to celebrate the union of two beloved souls. Here, every moment glows with collective energy, the community not merely witnessing the marriage, but actively participating in the elaborate tapestry of love woven before them. In this lively setting, you can nearly hear the clanking of tankards and the echoes of raucous laughter melding together under a canopy of vibrant banners billowing in the wind. Picture a group of children weaving in and out of the adults, their voices ringing sweetly as they chant songs of love and good fortune, an ancient rite passed down through generations. Each child, a harbinger of joy, carries a little piece of magic as they sprinkle flower petals over the couple, their innocence adding to the beauty of the occasion. A reminder of love's enduring ability to flourish even in youthful exuberance. The elders of the village, their faces etched with the stories of their own unions, stand proudly adorned in cloaks that speak to histories long explored. They impart their wisdom, whispering tales of how resilience and adaptation shaped the bonds they formed. Imagine an elder pulling the couple aside and sharing a heartfelt story about a time when love triumphed over adversity, sparking embers of inspiration and hope as the couple listens intently. Their eyes gleam with understanding, knowing that love encompasses not just the sunny days, but also the raw struggles that bind hearts together. And as you linger within this vibrant community, understand how marriage extends far beyond the couple. every connection bears a testament to the wider network of life's intricate rhythms. The friends arriving with gifts of woven blankets and handmade trinkets reaffirm the essence of unity. You can almost visualize the laughter and teasing that characters pull from one another. Just how many fur-lined carpets does one need? They might jest, triggering bursts of laughter that enliven the atmosphere. Each interaction reflects a deep sense of joy and hope for the couple, highlighting just how essential community is in anchoring bonds. But of course, amidst these joyous gatherings, it's crucial to remember the collective responsibility nestled within the joys of matrimony. The elders impart gentle yet firm reminders about the weighty commitment woven through vows. Hear them murmur, "Your unity strengthens not only you, but shapes the lives of everyone around you." While laughter punctuates the merriment, those simple truths resonate deeply. A profound understanding that in binding oneself to another, the ripples extend through the community, forging relationships that nurture growth. As your mind wanders along the river of these shared experiences, allows yourself to reflect on the significance of family ties and supportive networks that embellished the Viking culture. Imagine how the couples saw themselves not only as individuals, but as members of a larger story composed of many voices singing in harmony. Should trials arise, their support networks often serve to bolster resolve, encouraging couples to navigate the undulating paths of relationships together, arms interlinked on an adventure across life's landscape of highs and lows. Your thoughts may drift to the power of these communal relationships today, where the essence of that same Viking spirit thrives within modern celebrations. Picture the friends gathered around a wedding banquet, sharing laughter, delighting in tributes, and constructing a fortress of connections that shield the couple as they step into the next phase of their lives. You likely realize that love surrounds us still, manifesting through shared laughter, caring gestures, and cherished memories, the very fabric of existence beautifully sewn together. As the whimsical landscape of your dreams deepens, consider how the stories surrounding Viking marriages persist with relevance across the ages. Be reassured that the bonds of love are both unique yet universal, manifesting in myriad forms. Every promise whispered in the twilight holds the potential to create a legacy, a memory rooted in courage, laughter, and community. These truths span time and space, reminding you that love is neither linear nor homogeneous. It ebbs and flows like the tides, yielding connections that garner strength in their vulnerability. Now, as you drift in and out of this ethereal dreamscape, allow yourself to embrace the lessons imparted from ages long past. Feel the spirits of those ancient couples gather around you, wrapping you in their compassion. A steadfast reminder that each journey is composed of shared experiences. Engage with the whispers of hope, resilience, and joy, connecting every heart that has ventured forth, forging paths amid laughter and tears. You may come to find that through their stories, you carry forward the essence of their resilience, nurturing not only your own relationships, but resonating with those around you. Allow the warmth of their love to guide you, instilling the belief that you are part of a continuum. Each connection, no matter how fleeting, plays a role in the grand narrative of human experience. In this moment of reflection, may you find solace and understanding as you rest easy, knowing that love knows no bounds and extends infinitely, weaving paths between hearts across realms and generations. You are linked to those who came before you, supported by the enduring spirit of connection that sparks life into every day. Let that warmth cradle you as you drift further into a peaceful slumber, where Viking souls whisper their wisdom, illuminating your dreams with the timeless truths of love, laughter, and the shimmering essence of community that binds us all. In the stillness of the night, the rich, evocative tales of Viking marriages wrap around you like a soothing balm, each story illuminating the connections fostered over countless generations. As you float deeper into repose, let the vivid images of love and laughter intertwine, flowing together like a river that has carved its path through stone. A powerful testament to the enduring bonds formed through love, laughter, and community. As you wander through this dreamscape, envision the vast gatherings that punctuated Viking life. Picture a grand marriage feast, resplendent with vibrant displays of food that not only nourished bodies, but also feasted the spirit. Every table laden with platters of roasted meats, freshly baked breads, and fragrant stews seemed to shimmer with certainty, a projection of abundance that spoke to the vitality of community spirit. In your mind's eye, villagers huddled around these gatherings, celebrating the union of two lovers with a fervor that permeated the air. Families stood shoulder to shoulder, while shared laughter echoed beneath the stone-carved arches. Each joke about the couple's future sparking joy that brightens even the coldest of nights. You can imagine their faces aglow with warmth and happiness as tales of love's triumphs and tribulations unfold through vibrant storytelling. Amidst this festive atmosphere lies a valuable truth. Every shared toast raises spirits, echoing the sentiment that heart bonds strengthen among families and friends alike. The raucous cheers as people lift their cups, nay, horns of mead, wail out songs that resonate through space and time, celebrating not just the love of the couple, but the triumph of unity that shapes their lives. To love unbound and stories yet to be written, they proclaim, creating an unbreakable link between their past and future. This moment invites you to reflect on the power of celebration. The very act of gathering under one roof and reveling together serves not only as entertainment, but also as a foundation for emotional support forged within shared narratives. It reminds us that the expression of love need not always manifest in grand gestures, but can bloom simply through the acts of nurturing connections. The stolen smiles, the shared moments, and the supportive cheers echoing in the background of life. Even as you think of these warm gatherings, it's essential to acknowledge the challenges and the realities of life beyond the laughter. Picture a moment when a marriage, though celebrated, faces hardship. Perhaps the looming clouds cast a heavy shadow over the joy, as struggles come knocking in unrelenting waves. You can sense how those shared moments of resilience speak volumes, allowing love to transform pain into strength. With each challenge, couples draw upon the strength that has been promised, not just to one another, but to the greater community that surrounds them. Within the flickering shadows of candlelight, you can imagine the hushed conversations between couples learning to navigate their lives together, finding their footing amid unpredictable challenges. We're together in this, you can hear a spouse gently whisper, fingers intertwined, a pledge to face uncertainty as partners. In this poignant moment resided an understanding that love is often forged in the fires of adversity, delivering lessons that etch themselves deep into the heart of the couple. As this image unfurls in your mind, you begin to discover that these Viking traditions offer powerful insights that extend to contemporary relationships as well. Consider how each relationship, much like those woven into Viking life, thrives not only on joyful moments, but also on the resilience nurtured during trials. You can embrace the notion that love blossoms most profoundly against the backdrop of shared challenges, where vulnerability shifts into empathy and understanding, creating intimacy forged through struggle. Drawing closer to the heart of your narrative, let's embrace the sense of belonging forged through these interwoven ties. Imagine as the years progress, and the Viking couple finds themselves inextricably linked to their families, friends, and larger community through shared experiences. Even during quieter moments in life, they find solace in knowing that their love echoes across generations, united by the legacies of those who came before. Just as you begin to grasp the richness of these bonds, imagine children playing in the background while their parents share tales of love, both the celebrated and the mundane. Each child represents the legacy of those sacred unions, dreams woven into the fabric of what it means to live boldly and passionately. You can almost hear the echoes of laughter mingling with frenzied storytelling, where tales of bravery captivate young ears and craft imaginations, flourishing as the torch of love and laughter is passed along. In this way, the spirit of Viking culture lives on, offering timeless lessons about connection and the warmth of shared experiences. You may feel the resonance of these tales weaving into the fabric of your own life. The encouragement to seek love that not only binds, but also uplifts. As you ponder your journey through connections made and experiences shared, consider how stories unite hearts, create lasting legacies, and help you cultivate the bonds that tie you wholeheartedly to the spirit of life itself. Close your eyes gently, allowing these thoughts to envelop you, for the beauty of Viking marriage reflects not only the past but informs the present as well. The universal dance of love, laughter, and commitment interwoven with life's rich tapestry. Each moment carries with it the potential to forge, uplift, and inspire. It resonates within you like a familiar melody, echoing softly against the cool night sky. As you drift into a peaceful slumber, let the legacy of those Viking couples embrace you, whispering their endless stories of love, laughter, and resilience to cradle your dreams. You carry within you the very essence of their spirit, the belief that no matter the challenges faced, love flourishes in every heart it touches, spiraling through time as it finds new expressions in every story told. Rest now, with the warmth of connection wrapping around you like a cozy cloak, guiding you into sweet dreams of hope, companionship, and the infinite journeys ahead. As the night deepens, the reassuring presence of Viking stories wraps around you like a tender embrace, inviting you to explore further the complex tapestry of love and connection woven through their marriages. Picture, if you will, the intricate web of relationships stretching far beyond individual couples, one that encompasses families, friends, and entire communities, all contributing to the evolution of love. In this comforting realm, imagine moving through the halls of a Viking longhouse, where each room holds a story forged through shared experiences. The laughter of children echoes as they dart around, their playfulness punctuating the air, while the older voices murmur in the background, sharing tales that bridge gaps between generations. Each anecdote, filled with warmth and wisdom, serves not only to entertain, but to impart invaluable lessons about love, devotion, and the beauty of resilience. As you visualize these interactions, recognize how the elders often took center stage during gatherings, imparting their wealth of knowledge. You can almost hear the crackle of a fire while the storyteller indulges the mingling of old sagas with new, blurring the lines between past and present. With every tale suited for the occasion, whether it delves into triumphs or challenges, the essence remains steadfast. Love must be nurtured and upheld, much like that flickering flame, requiring attention and care to keep it glowing brightly. Picture a gathering where the community rallies around a newly married couple, providing heartfelt insights about the pathway ahead. They might share funny anecdotes about misadventures in their own unions, creating an environment that feels safe, supportive, a place where vulnerability transforms into laughter. Ah, Elthric, remember the time I tried to bake bread? One elder chuckles, prompting a ripple of amusement that sweeps through the crowd. Let's just say it wasn't an auspicious start. This gentle teasing blends with sincere wisdom, creating a layer of understanding that bonds them more closely, reinforcing the truth that shared laughter forms the foundation of lasting relationships. Love thrives in an atmosphere where honesty flourishes, paving the way for deeper emotional connections that root partners in trust and collaboration. As you drift through this vivid scene, you can also imagine the supportive rituals that surrounded every marriage, each infused with a spirit of warmth and camaraderie. Weddings were not merely a rite of passage, but a celebration of union that signified the harmonious merging of families. Picture the creative gifts presented: hand-woven textiles, intricately carved tools, and tokens of affection, each crafted by the hands of neighbors and friends, poignant pieces symbolizing the love that enveloped the couple and their commitment to nurturing the community. In a world that often bore hardships, the tangible gifts from those around them served as reminders that love exists not just within the couple, but extends outward, holding hands with their companions through the challenges of life. You can envision a mother lovingly bestowing a handcrafted gift upon her daughter, whispering heartfelt encouragement. Remember, dear, this symbolizes all our hearts entwined together, for we will always stand with you. Within those tender moments, you may find resonance with the present. Think of contemporary gatherings where knowing glances and supportive gestures accompany vows spoken aloud. Friends offering their words of wisdom, shared laughter swelling in the air. These remains to be the threads that keep the fabric of love alive, reinforcing connections that reach beyond the immediate. Allow your thoughts now to explore the ways in which strong relationships endure, molded by their experiences as couples cultivate resilience alongside joy. Amidst the ebbs and flows, the strength of their bonds is solidified through the willingness to support one another, to acknowledge vulnerability, and to celebrate one another's triumphs. Consider how the Vikings recognized the dynamic dance of love, an intricate blending of independence and togetherness. Partners stood side by side as they navigated life's trials, each carrying their share of burdens, while encouraging one another to explore their own passions. "Go forth, my love, and chase the horizon," one spouse might declare, allowing their partner to soar while ensuring roots remain steadfast at home. Through the brilliance of shared affection, it becomes clear that Viking marriages ushered in new life as couples embraced not only the beauty of unity, but also the necessity of personal growth. These relationships shaped their identities, growing together while acting as two separate flames that, when combined, burn all the brighter. As the night envelops you in tranquility, it prompts a powerful reflection. Love expands as partners honor each other's journeys, supporting dreams that emerge alongside the commitment of intimacy. You may feel those echoes of strength rise within as you consider the relationships you cherish, how they guide you toward new opportunities, emboldening the heart to explore ambitious horizons. In this serene space, rest easy as you gather the strengths of Viking traditions. Love nurtured in laughter, rooted in a supportive community, yet gracefully blossoming through the independence of each partner. As tales of old awaken a spirit of compassion within, you can almost hear the whispers of those early couples reassuring you. You are woven into the grand narrative of existence, a shared legacy that continues to flourish through the bonds formed between lovers, friends, and communities. As your dreams drift softly in the night air, Let the realization that your own connections echo across time settle within your heart. You are part of a timeless story, one that intertwines with the spirit of those courageous couples who sought love amidst hardship and joy, serving as a reminder, woven together, that you are never truly alone. Surrender gently into the warmth of these lessons. Draw strength from the echoes of friendships that flow like rivers along shared pathways. Allow the essence of Viking love to cradle you softly, guiding you back to a place where dreams expand and connections grow stronger. Embrace the journey ahead, illuminated by the truths of companionship, acceptance, and laughter, the timeless dance of love that thrives in every heart seeking to connect. And with that comforting thought, drift into the serene embrace of sleep, knowing that the spirit of Viking love thrives within you, ever ready to flourish, to uplift, and to inspire in the grander symphony of life's beautiful unfolding.